Welcome to Sheet and Simple, where staying organized doesn't have to be complicated. Because here's the thing, I've spent this entire business trying to be a perfectionist, and it's kind of held me up a bit. So I'm not going to be a perfectionist when it comes to doing this walkthrough video. I want to get this out there because it is useful and it could help a lot of businesses, especially if you sell on Etsy or at craft fairs. So let's get started because this is 13 tabs and it's a lot of information, but it is so very, very helpful for businesses just like yours. So let's start in the setup tab here. The first thing you're going to want to do is set your currency. If you don't see your currency here, you can press this button here and you can just change one of these. It really doesn't matter, and just put your currency right there and then select it from the drop down. For this tutorial, we'll just keep it with the $ for the US dollar. The next thing you're going to want to do is go to the category setup here and enter in your product categories. For this, I have just these basic categories set up here, and then we'll go to the material categories here and enter in those. And then right here, this part we don't want to edit at all, but we can edit the Etsy shop 1 and shop 2 names. But if you don't have a shop 2, just leave that as Etsy shop 2. And then you can enter in all of the other places you may sell or have a shop at: Shopify, your website. You may sell on Instagram, Facebook Marketplace, or at craft shops or craft fairs, and then any other sales channel you might have, up to 10. And here you're going to want to leave these here unedited, because this is your material order status, and this will show you on the material orders log, and we'll get to that in just a bit. And here you're going to enter in your team members' names up to 12. I just have some sample data here. And then this, you can change this at any time. If you do change this and you create your own, if you use Canva, I think it was 7/11 120 or by 121. Those were the things you can use to change these out or make your own, or you can just leave this blank. It doesn't matter. You can delete them if you want to. Let's move on to the dashboard. Now, in our dashboard, once we get all of our data input in, this is what your dashboard is going to look like. So you can select here from all of your sales channels, whichever one that it is that you want to view. So we'll go for the craft fair. We have 2 active products that are for sale at our craft fairs whenever we do those, and our active profit, potential profit in drafts, and total profit potential in stock, and our draft products. So we have 2 products that we're working on, but we haven't quite got them out yet. And the same thing, it just changes per sales channel, and I'll show you in the products listing how to set that up. But we'll go here, and this will show you the in stock and sold stock per category. And this list of from all shops, this isn't just the selection up above. This will give you what is low in stock or no stock at all, so that you can hit those reorders soon. This is total cost to produce active products, and then your top 5 bestsellers. And this information you're going to get from your Etsy orders items. And if you will look in the setup, the instructions, sorry, this will show you how to download and get your Etsy order items CSV file here. And how you do that, you're going to go to settings, and then under settings you're going to go to options, and then options to download data, and then you're going to click order items here and make sure you have the correct month here, and then just download it. And then when you get that downloaded, you're going to copy all that information and just input it into your shop right here. You're going to start right here, click that, and click paste. All right, let's go back to our dashboard. And this right here will give you the product category, how many you have in stock for that category, the items sold per category, and all of this neat information here. And it'll even work out your profit margin per product category. All right, let's move on to the task calendar here. You can select your month here, whichever month that you're currently working on. And you can put all of your descriptions for, say you need to, or we'll say batch product images. And that is set for September 1st right here. And Nicole is in charge of that, and it is due by September 1st, so it'll show up here in September 1st. And then if you go over here, you won't edit this section at all, but it'll show you in a yearly view what you have on the calendar, and you can go and you can check those dates very easily, and that way things don't get lost. Right here, you're going to see the days left. This one is already passed. This one is today. And then it'll show you how many days left that you have to get to those. Don't forget to enter in your calendar year. And if you want this calendar to start on a Sunday or Monday, you just make that little change there. Now let's go to our products. All right, on our products tab, the first thing that you're going to want to do is put in your product SKU here. And it's just whatever and however you do your SKUs in your business. Here you're going to enter in your product image, and I do recommend using a JPEG image for reduced file size, because you don't want a bunch of PNG files that are extremely heavy and large on your spreadsheet, especially if you have a lot of products. And you can do that by going to Canva, putting your image in Canva, and then downloading it with the JPEG settings. And you can do it as small or medium, just as long as you don't have the huge files that PNGs are very much known for. So you're going to go to Insert, and then image, and then insert image into cell, and then you're going to browse your computer and upload your image here. And I'll show you why that's important in just a minute. And here you're going to list where this item is listed on, whether it's in Etsy Shop 1 or Etsy Shop 2, whether or not you sell on Facebook Marketplace, your craft fair, or any other sales channel. You're just going to mark it. You can do multiple for this. And here you're going to put your product name, and this would usually be just for you to keep track of what it is, because sometimes our titles aren't exactly don't exactly match up with our product names because of the way Etsy works and SEO. So here you're going to put your Etsy listing title here, and right here I want to note, because this is very helpful, say you use ChatGPT or something to put in to help you make titles, you want to check the length of titles, because ChatGPT can get things wrong, and you might have space enough to put a whole nother word in there, or you might have to take some out, but this will count it for you, and it will also let you know if you go over the 140 mark. It'll highlight in red here. And here you're just going to choose the category that we set up in our settings. You're going to choose the date that you added this, and then you're going to choose whether this is active in your shop, it's in your drafts, or it's just unlisted, or you've archived it. And if you see throughout the spreadsheet, you're going to see several spaces that have this light green columns. These are do not edit columns, such as these, and also our currency symbol columns as well. Now, this is the average lead time. Um, this is the time it takes you to create your product and have it on its way to shipping to the customer. And the way that this is done is through your product build log right here. We'll go over that in a minute, but it's very, very useful to know how long it takes you, or how long it takes someone that's helping you, like an employee or whatever, to build that product out and ready to ship. And this is your active revision numbers. You're going to choose whichever one that you're currently working on and have, because when you change something in the recipe for your product, you're going to want it to reflect in your price of how much it costs you to make, and also your inventory. So make sure you have the current working active revision number selected here. And you'll notice throughout the spreadsheet, I have these nifty little notes up here that you can just hover over, and it can help you um, kind of understand it a little bit more. And it kind of just goes into details of some of the um, some of the definitions of these headers for you. So you're going to enter in your sale price here and how many units that you're starting with, because let's face it, we're not starting from scratch whenever we bring something like this in to help us run our business. So this is going to help you, um, and it's great if you do this from day one, but if you're like me, you're two toes deep and oh my goodness, you done jumped in and you don't have anything like this except for a notebook scattered around. So having that starting unit is for definitely shops who have already been there. But if you're just starting out, kudos to you. I wish I would have had this. Um, just hit 0. Zero's fine, or leave it blank. It really doesn't change it. See, if I leave that blank, it's just going to change what's in stock um, and how that works. So I'm going to redo that one. So if you don't have starting unit, just leave it blank. And again, green column, this is auto-populated for you. And it'll show you how many you currently have in stock based off of what you've sold, what you've made in the product build log. So it's gonna subtract regardless where you sold it at, whether through Etsy or you sold it through Facebook Marketplace. As long as you have it written down in here, it's going to show you what is currently in your stock. Um, and once you put these starting units in, don't touch them anymore, because that's not that's just what we start with. Just leave it alone after that. Your minimum stock alert, this is where you want to be notified um, if you're low in stock or you're out of stock. See, on this one right here, the minimum is 2. Well, I've got 1 in stock now, and I'm fixing to be out of stock. I wanted to be notified that I'm low in stock. Um, and again, this is a green column. Don't edit this. And this is products that can be made from materials. And based off of your BOM, your materials there, um, your build of materials, I'm sorry, bill of materials, and your material log, this will populate here. See, I don't have, and let me show you what I mean here. It's gonna prompt you, it says no matching BOM, create one. Well, this is for the first, the SKU WED001. Now, see, I have in my BOM one for this, but this is why, well, let me find it. Okay. Sorry. Um, I have one created for active revision number or for revision number one. I just don't have one created for active version number two. So let's click on one, and it shows us that 0 products can be made from our materials, and the material cost per product is $10.50. So if I go back here, and I don't have one for number two, so it's going to tell me no matching BOM, please create one. And it's not going to show me a material cost because I don't have that built for this product. But here I do have that built for that revision numbers, um, and it'll show you the cost of each product material wise. And here you're going to insert any labor costs per product, other costs per product, and this will give you a total cost to make each product. And here this will show you your unit profit is what it costs to make minus your price. So I've only sold one product of this, so I've made 157.50. And my inventory value, because I have 9 of these in stock, that is going to be how much I have. 9 in stock. Uh, what percentage of profit from each product sale? So with this first product, it's a 98% profit margin because it only cost me $2.50 to make it. Well, I'm going to go back up here. This will give you the total inventory value here, and then the profits so far from what you've sold, your total products sold. So it will also count how many products in total you've sold. Not just, this doesn't go based on which sales channel, this just goes in general. And then you have the unit profits, how much each, all of it costs to make, and your total material cost here. So to make all of your products one time, you're going to spend $22.78. Let's go to the materials tab and show you how to work that one. Here you're going to enter in your material ID, which is kind of like your product SKU. It just helps you keep track of your your materials. And here you can enter in a material image. This may help your employees, or if you are hiring some help, this will help them understand what material it is. And material name, the category. Again, this is a green column. Make sure not to edit those, but you can enter in your total cost per order. And this would be your current price because your prices can change over time, and you're going to need to update this section with the most up-to-date price for your materials, because what you bought pine wood panel for 10 years ago may have been like $2, but what you're going to buy that for now would be $10 and for 5 of those. But and this the unit type per piece, units received per order, and then the cost per unit. So where the cost per unit was $2 this time, it may have been like 20 cents back then. So you definitely want to keep that current price going for you and update that as needed. Your starting units and inventory. This is again for the people who joined the organization bus a little later. Just put all that in here, and once you put that in, don't touch it anymore, okay? Here's your current units on hand, and this based off of this and your material log. So like I said, it starts from here and how much we've stock reorder. Before reorder, this is going to give you that same status notification of in stock, no stock, and low stock. and units used in built products. So this is going to tell you how many units that you have used in your BOM. So this is how much you have used in the products that you've built in the product build log. But this is also based off of what you have in your BOM per product. And what I mean by that is, let's go to this product right here. Units used in built products. So 4 units. This is the pine wood panel. Let's go to our BOM. So in this SKU product, pine wood panel, we use 1 of those. And this is for Region 1. Made in product builds, we have 4. So what that means is our product build log, we made that product 1 time and we made 3 of those. And this one right here, we also made it again with this revision. So we used another one, so that's 4. So 4 products were built with that material. And the reason why this one doesn't count is, if you'll notice, we have that under revision number 2 used. So that's not going to add in to our products built. But we'll go over this one again whenever we get to it. But for now, let's move on to the BOM, Build of Materials log. Had that there the whole time, huh? It's okay. We'll just move it over here. Alright, so our bill of materials. So what this is up here, you're going to see this area. This is our search. And I had this on, where else did I have this at? Okay, I had it on materials too. You can just search a term. I did jump. Let's do paper. And it's going to highlight all of the lines that have the word paper in it. And that's the same for the BOM here. Let's do lace. And it's going to highlight all of the lines with lace in it. So back over here, we can just search. We'll do lace again, and it'll pop that up because those have lace in it. I had just accidentally colored those a different color. So here you'll see your product name. You'll select from the drop down menu. This is populated from your product tab. So when you enter in products there, you'll also see this populate here. Your SKU will automatically populate, and then you'll select which material that you, so if we're working on, let's just go down here and build one. And we'll build it with the first one. And we're going to use, well, I guess we'll just use the wood panel again. And say we're going to use one panel per piece, just like we did above there. Or actually, we'll use two panels per piece. So what that tells me is the unit per piece is like that, auto-populated there from our material log. Material price per unit, this is going to auto-populate. Line item cost, it'll auto-populate. And max products that we can make, that would be 8. So we're going to go right here. We're going to say revision number 3. And we're going to say this is an active, or we're not. This is not auto-populated. This is just for your own records, for you to go back and say, okay, I'm not using revision number 1. I'm using revision number 2. So you'll just go and you'll hit, no, I'm not using 1, or I'm using 2. This helps you just easily visualize which ones you're using, so you can just scroll down. And then it'll say, you know, the assembly step will say step 1, and then we'll just leave that all blank. So we don't have any of these number, made, and products built. So this is 0 right now. So let's go to our product build log here, and right here on this last one that we said we used 1 of those pieces, we're going to change this revision number to 3, and then we're going to go back to our BOM, and we're going to see how many were used or were made. So we only made 1 in that product build log because quantity to make was 1. Okay, let's go back to our BOM, and I'll just take this off and clear this so that, you know, I don't get confused later of what happened right there, so I can make sure everything works the way it's supposed to. The assembly order, this is going to be a very important piece for you, because we're going to use that in our product build recipe card. And this also helps whenever other people are working for us, who, when we write down our steps to creation, this is going to give them their roadmap so that you can give this part of the business to them to let them worry about. So again, your steps and your build instructions per step, and you can also link a video. I just have Canva on here because maybe I put my video in Canva, who knows. And again, number of products made in product builds. So let's move on to our product build recipe card. I just love this thing. When I made it, I knew I wanted something that maybe could be printed out or easily screenshotted and sent over. But, alright, let's go over it real quick. You just select the SKU here, and all of the information will change in the card. And you're going to select the version number from 1 through 10, and we're going to work with version number 1. How many personalized wedding can be made. So 0 can be made right now. And you can see this in our products. Let's see, we're going to change this to version number 1. And if you can tell, it's already there. 0 products can be made from this item, just to make sure that it was correct. If you come down here, the instructions will be placed in order, and it'll give you the list of instructions. But if you have a whole lot of instructions that just aren't populating, you have way too many instructions and it's just not big enough, I would suggest taking one of these and dragging that down. You're going to click this and click OK, and you're just going to keep dragging it down till you have enough space. And or what you can do is you're going to copy this cell and paste it into a document or something, or a text message, and send that as a text message or in a document. But here you'll also see those links auto-populate as well, and they are clickable from here, so they can click each step, each video, as they go through, up to 10 steps. Let's see. I think that's all I want to cover with this one. Let's go to the product tile tracker. So here you're going to select which shop or sales channel, that you have this in. So right now I have all shops selected, which that just means all sales channels. If I just wanted to look at Etsy shop 1, it'll show me how many I have in my current listings, the amount, potential listings, which would be our drafts, and our unlisted, which would be 2, and our archived, which would be 1. So if we ever wanted to pull this back out and revamp it, we would know that these are our revampable archived listings. And these will build out to as many as you have. Now, if you'll notice in each of these cards, you're going to have it'll show you the name, product name, the material cost, how many you can make, which we've already said. Remember, we said 0. It'll give you the material list, and it'll show you exactly what is in stock, out of stock, or low in stock. And this will expand based on how much you have, how many materials and things like that is listed. But this gives you, if you're a visual person, this makes it at a glance, something you can just pop in and have a look and see what you can build today, or see what you need to restock in. And it'll show you, I love this part, it'll show you how much it's going to cost you to make one of those. Let's see, let's move over to our product build log. So this right here is prompting you. It says select your product first. We selected a product. It says choose your version number. We're going to go over here and we're going to choose version 1. And it's going to say how many are you trying to make. We're trying to make 2. And it'll say not enough materials can make up to 0. Well, let's see if we change this. I don't think I have. What do we have a BOM for? 3, 4. Okay, let's see. One, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we can make those. Okay, I can make up to 1 of these. Alright, well, let's just stick with that one. And we'll go back over here and change that to version number 1. And it'll say you're okay to build. Build okay, can make up to 1. So that part I love because it is checking it for me. I'm not having to go, I'm not having to search, which when you build these out, you'll have a better understanding of or better memory of what you have in your BOM. This is all a lot of sample data that I built in order to make sure that this worked the way it was supposed to. So I didn't drag this, well, let me drag this down because that was one thing I did forget. So I've got this added where you can put who was responsible for each of those builds. So that way when you get over here and they click completed, it'll show the date that was completed, or you'll enter the date it was completed. But you can also say in progress, paused, if you need to. But this will calculate your average lead time per unit. This is because we made 3. It'll calculate how many days it took you to make one of those. The target lead time this build was 12 days. The current lead time this project, it was 12 days. So it did take you about 4 days per unit to build those. Now, let's see. So, because this one right here, Nicole completed this one, and say that she's just really fast doing this, and it took her 7.6 days per unit to complete that. Oh no, it only took her 12 days. 12 days to complete that. It's a 7.6 units or days per unit. But you see these two right here, they took longer to complete. It took 12 days when it should have only took 7.6 days to complete. And this one right here should have only taken 7 days. It took 14. So it's going to flag those days that are just out of control. But let's say Nicole is just an exception. She just does stuff really quickly, and you don't want her to her day to count to make it the rule for everyone else. Say like, because everybody kind of works at their own pace, but again, you want people to have a set pace. Or let's just say materials got, you ran out of materials mid-build and you had to wait. That's the reason why it took so long to complete. Or something just happened that was just out of the blue. It's not normal. It does not happen all the time. You're going to want to press this button. That's going to take it out of the whole mix. So what Nicole did doesn't count anymore. Material order log. Here you can sort all of these in whichever one that you would like to sort. You can take those off. You can uncheck all of these, and then or just clear all of these and only select the one that you want to see. All of that kind of stuff. And you can even do it through item, material, order status, right there. So remember, all of the green columns are don't edit stuff. This will auto-populate. And let's show you what these mean. So you put in an order ID. All of this stuff will auto-populate. You're going to put in your supplier, who you got this stuff from, units purchased. This will auto-populate, and so will this. And you're going to do the cost per order. So it's $60. And if I'm getting 10 units, then those units are going to cost me $6 a piece. The total shipping, I spent $3 in shipping, so the total paid was $63. I ordered it 7/1, and then it came in, or expected arrival was supposed to be the 8th. It didn't come in till the 9th. So it spent 8 days in shipping. I can put in my invoice order or number here, my tracking number, and whenever I receive this, I can just, well, actually it's going to auto do, sorry. This is one of those auto-populated, so sorry. Once I put in the date received, that's going to auto-populate there. Do you see how this one doesn't have a days in shipping? It's still shipping. I mean, it has not got here yet. So if we go back over here, it's 54 days late, and it has an X on it because we haven't received it yet, and it's not completed. So it'll say delivered, returned, canceled, days late in this column right here. So it'll auto-populate those for you. So let's go back over here. Because we don't want to touch this column, we will touch this column. So if an order is returned, if we have to return it, we're going to click it here. And if we're canceled it, we're just going to click it here. And on our material logs, it's not going to clock any of these supplies unless it is marked completed. So we received it. So if it's returned or canceled or still shipping, it will not count in our inventory. Okay, so let's go to other sales channels. So this is when we're selling like at crafts fairs, in person, Instagram, through our website, or just other things like that. We're going to be able to log those here so that we can accurately count our inventory. So you're just going to enter in the date, transaction type here, the sales channel, and the product name. And then this will auto-populate with the SKU, and you're going to put in the total number sold. And then the amount here is how much each one of those cost, each one of those products cost. Because you might have different prices in different places. So you're not glued to having only an Etsy price. So, and then you can put in your notes here. And whenever you select this will calculate your total number sold, and it'll calculate the amount of that product. These will be calculated into your dashboard for you to easily visualize. Now here is your Etsy shop orders items. We went over how to download those, and you're gonna, whenever you get it downloaded, you're gonna copy and you're gonna paste, and you're gonna make sure to only edit these white cells. Don't edit this column or any of the colored cells around it. This will tell you how many quantities you sold in total from your entire time that you have been running this organization hack. And the same for Etsy shop to order items upload. Now whenever you change this in your settings, this will show you at the top and the side your shop name if you have that. I don't recommend deleting this because you may eventually get a second shop. So just leave it there for future uses and future growth. There again, this will auto-populate with your shop's name here. And that is it for the Etsy Handmade Inventory Tracker. I will say, if you have any issues or problems, just contact me. We'll try to work it out. If you have any questions or something you might want to see in this inventory tracker, let me know, because I'm open to ideas for sure. I'll never shoot down someone else's ideas. Nothing is really ever dumb. It is all just useful. I may get inspired. And let me restart. If you have any questions, concerns, or would like to see something added to the inventory tracker, let me know. I might get inspired by your comments and your recommendations. Couldn't think of the word there. Yeah, so this is it. If you have any questions, let me know. And I really hope this helps you get organized and really know what's going in and out of your business, so we can end that kind of confusion, because that is so real. All right, have a great day. And don't forget to check out the shop for other spreadsheets to help you out. And like we said, we're done with the perfectionism. So sorry you got my non-professional voice. I kind of liked it better this way. It was a lot easier.